friends, and welcome to the Shaman's View, the perspective from the invisible world. From the visible world, we see what's going on the planet, increasing death, epidemics, disease. From the invisible world, the world that the shamans inhabit, there's an entirely different perspective. The perspective is that we are at the dawn of a new humanity, and we are the midwives of a new human being born on the earth today. Now, the perspective that we're taking from the visible world, the world of science and the world of medicine, is that there is a bug that is threatening us and that we need to kill and annihilate through vaccines or through treatments. From the shamanic perspective, we have an opportunity. We cannot create an enemy. It's interesting that 95% of the people that are exposed to this coronavirus have no symptoms or very mild symptoms. What is it that causes that? When Louis Pasteur was debating with Hahnemann, the founder of homeopathy, Pasteur, that of course developed pasteurization, all of our milk and products are pasteurized to kill the bugs. He pointed out that it was the bug that was the problem. Hahnemann, on the other side, said, no, it's the terrain. And the terrain is the body. It's the physical body. It's the energy body. It's the soul and the spirit. If you can upgrade the terrain, you're not going to have bugs coming and invading it. You're going to be growing beauty and joy and peace. Of course, today, the modern American diet is decimating our terrain. So I'd like to take you today through the 4 levels of shamanic experience of the world. The 4 levels of creation and what you can do at each one of these levels to maintain your health. Toward the end of the broadcast, we're going to be doing a meditation to reset fight or flight and to awaken higher brain function. And later, I'm going to invite you also to a free training next weekend on dying consciously. One of our senior teachers will be offering this training. I will be there too. It's completely free, a skill set that we need to use today for how to help someone make the journey consciously back home, perhaps a loved one, a friend, and how we can do this remotely at a distance, how we can help someone to make that leap between the worlds consciously. So from the shaman's perspective, creation happened in 4 levels. I learned this as a medical anthropologist in the Amazon. I'm Dr. Alberto Villoldo, and for 50 years, I've worked and trained with the shamans in the Andes and the Amazon. And I've become a shaman in the process. And I'm here today to invite you to awaken your inner shaman. Creation happened at 4 levels. The first one is the level of serpent that they call. The level of serpent is the physical level. Molecules, atoms, body chemistry, pianos, chairs. And you deal with this level of serpent physically, with physical remedies, with eating organic, with breathing clean air, with drinking clean water, maintaining your health, exercising, sleeping. Sleep is so important for regenerating the body. The level of serpent is a level of molecules and atoms. The level of jaguar envelops and informs the level of serpent. It's the level of the mind. And we know that the mind can influence the body. It can create psychosomatic health or psychosomatic disease. The mind can heal you or it can kill you. So how do we maintain mental health? We do that by letting go of limiting beliefs, of putting all your defining beliefs about who you are, about what this crisis is about what you came to do here on this earth, putting those in the fire and releasing those so that you can be open to a hypothetical relationship with reality. Because each one of your limiting beliefs creates a limiting engagement with the world. Forgiveness, practice forgiveness. And beyond forgiveness, not only do we want to forgive the people that we believe wronged us, we want to thank them, practice gratitude, thank them for an opportunity to learn, even though it was very painful. And then you truly become free. You become free of that trauma and of that person. Let it go. Put it into the fire. And this Friday, we're going to be doing fire ceremony together in the shaman's view. So I want to ask you to have a candle with you and some toothpicks so we can put some of these limiting beliefs and shadow elements of humanity in the fire. The level of jaguar, creating health through the mind. So serpent is the body, jaguar is the mind, hummingbird is the soul, what we call the soul in the West. And the level of hummingbird is your mythic journey throughout this life. What is the map that you have about your journey in this life? And today we need to create sacred maps, not just maps about being more successful or having more health or having more money or having less pain. But what is your sacred journey about? What is it that you came here to do in this world? What mission did you take on? What agreement did you make with spirit even before you were born? And you may want to revisit that and rediscover what it is that you came here to learn and what you came here to give and to offer. Today, we're in need of new maps. The maps that we're working with were drawn for us 500 years ago when the earth was still flat, the world was flat. Today, we know the world is round. But what are the maps that you're choosing in your life as a guiding map to provide you the navigational assistance that we need during these difficult times? Your connection with the sacred. At the level of hummingbird of the soul, we inform the mind and inform the body. And above all these is the level of eagle. And eagle is the level of the energetic. The energy, we know that the energy field that surrounds the physical body organizes the body in the same way that a magnet organizes iron filings on a piece of glass. If you can shift your luminous architecture, you shift all of the levels below it. You shift the level of the sacred, of the soul, of the mind, and of the body. And we shift our luminous architecture by upgrading the quality of the wisdom, of the love in our energy field, by connecting to nature, by doing your practice of meditation, by finding the quiet places, the still and quiet places that you can reside with oneness, with that experience of oneness with all of creation. The more that we separate from that experience of oneness, the more ego-centered that we become and the more toxic that our field becomes. Experience that oneness and reside there. Today we have a tremendous opportunity to get to know our minds better. Many of us are staying at home with ourselves, with our minds, making ourselves crazy or making ourselves peaceful. Get to know your mind, get to know your sacred maps, and above all, take part in that experience of oneness, of our interconnectedness with all of creation. And these are the 4 levels that make up our terrain, who we are. And if we can practice health at the physical level, eating well, eating right, taking our supplements, sleeping, resting, at the level of the mind, using the mind to study the mind, turning the mind within, of jaguar, of healing our emotions, forgiveness and gratitude. These are the key practices at that level. If we can do it at the level of hummingbird, of the soul, where we can rediscover our sacred maps, and then at the energetic, through the practice of deep connection with each other and with all of creation. So I invite you to practice these 4 levels. These are the 4 levels that the shaman acquires mastery in. So now I'd like to invite you to join me on a meditation to reset the fight, flight, or freeze program, the fight, flight, or freeze. So let's take a breath together. And I want to encourage you to breathe with me, inhaling to a count of 3 and exhaling to a count of 5. Inhaling to the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, exhaling to 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling to 3, 1, 2, 3, exhaling to 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'd like you to put your left hand on your heart chakra and your right hand on your second chakra. The second chakra is the place of jaguar, of the adrenals, of adrenaline. Your heart chakra is the master drummer. The heart is the master drummer in the body. And I want to invite you to tune your second chakra to this rhythm of the heart, of the master drummer in the body. Inhaling again to a count of 3. Exhaling to a count of 5. And I'd like you to sense the heartbeat of the earth, the heartbeat of the mother, in rhythm with your own heartbeat. Imagine that you are lying on your mother's chest, by her breast, listening to her heartbeat. We're always lying on our mother's chest, on Mother Earth, Pachamama. She is our mother who never left us, who will never leave us. Inhaling to a count of 3, exhaling to 5. Inhaling to 3 and exhaling to 5. Inhaling to 3 and exhaling to 5. And speaking to your second chakra, like you would to a child, telling yourself, it's okay, my little one. Everything is going to be all right. And imagine that it's your mother's, our mother, Mother Earth, speaking to you. It's okay, my love. It's okay, my little one. Everything will be all right. You will be well. You will be well. All is well. Our mother wants us to be well. I want you to be well. You are well. Remember, it's at the darkest of the dark of night that the dawn begins, that you begin to see the first rays of the dawn and of the light. And I'd like you to envision your energy field, a field of light, the light that you see around the Christ or the Buddha, around the saints, vibrant, dynamic, connected to the trees and to the rivers, to the eagles, the jaguars, and connected and connecting you with every living creature on the earth, the whales, the butterflies, the trees, the plants, the healing remedies, the medicine men and women around the earth, the masters and the teachers of the past and the future. And and supporting and strengthening you. This experience of oneness, filling you with the power and the energy and the wisdom that you need to take you through this challenging time so that you can become the human that the prophecies speak about. The prophecies have spoken about the end of Homo sapiens and the dawn of Homo luminous, of luminous man, enlightened men and women. And this is the opportunity. Find your inner peace and say yes to that calling. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'd like to invite you to join me next Friday. On Friday, we're going to be doing a fire ceremony together. Bring a candle, please, a candle, and some toothpicks or very small pieces of paper. And we're going to let go of the history of humanity, of the dark and dreary history of humanity, and embrace the beauty of humanity, all of the gentleness and kindness, compassion that is uniquely human. So bring a candle, come and join me on Wednesday, and on Friday we'll be doing fire ceremony together. And the following weekend, a weekend from this next weekend, we have a free class that we'll be announcing. It's a 2-day program by one of our lead teachers, and I'll be joining it as well, on dying consciously, the shaman's techniques for journeying beyond death, for taking our awareness with you, and for helping someone to make that journey in a single leap and not get caught in the realms between the worlds. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay healthy, stay well, recommit yourself to that mission and that purpose that you chose to yourself even before you were born. Thank you. And it's so beautiful to see so many of you from so many different parts of the world, from Germany, from Australia, from Austria, from all parts of the US. Thank you so much for being with me, for joining us. And remember, we are all one, truly. Thank you.